Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of D's Homestead. Sorry I've been gone so long. I know it's been about, 7 or 8 months here since I put out a video. And we're gonna try and work on that for this year. But hey, first off, I wanted to thank the Tennessee Titans for taking out the Jacksonville Jaguars. The game just ended, which then means Pittsburgh, you're in the playoffs. So that's my team. Sorry if it's not yours. I'm sort of excited about that. But anyhow, hey, what I wanted to talk to you about today is, another thing. Happy New Year. Man, I almost forgot that. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. And this year I'm going to try my best to make sure that I'm getting you out a video every week. Once a week, I'll get you guys out a video. That's my goal. That's what I'm shooting for. All right, we're going to sort of still stick with homesteading, but we're going to sort of take a little bit of a turn into a more specific part of homesteading, and that's prepping and stuff like that. So I don't know about you, but I'd like to be a little more prepared for any emergency scenarios that come up. So whether that be a man-made emergency scenario, or whether that be a weather-related emergency scenario. As you can see, we got lots of snow and stuff back here in the background. We were supposed to get 2 to 6 inches is what they were calling for. I'd say we got like 2, but maybe a little more. But either way, this isn't really an emergency here, but you know what I'm saying. Fire, hurricane, that kind of stuff. I just want to start getting a little more prepared for stuff like that. And what I want to do is I want to get more prepared, sort of like my grandparents would have done. So that's the goal, is to get more like the grandparents would have done back in the olden days and try and get myself prepared. So one of the first things that I know that my grandparents would have done is make sure they had some sort of a rainy day fund, emergency fund, whatever it is that you want to call it. Which, me personally, I like to call it an emergency fund or rainy day fund. Either one, it doesn't really matter. Emergency fund, let's stick with that. We're going to go with emergency fund. So, some of the stuff that I'm seeing, I don't know if you guys are seeing the same, if you watch the same people as me, to where you would see the same stuff or not, but some of the stuff I'm seeing is saying that before election, there will be a man-made emergency. And that part of that issue could possibly be dealing with the banks and stuff like that. So one of the things I want to do is I want to have my emergency fund, but I don't want it to be where I got to worry about getting into a bank that might not be there anymore, or might be closed, or might be shut down at the time, or whatever. So I want to go back old school and have my emergency fund here at the house, or somewhere outside of a bank. So I know back in the olden days, people used to have a certain spot somewhere on their property, and they would dig a hole, put a coffee can down in there with their money inside it. Some people would keep it in their freezer. Some people would keep it in a cupboard, in some sort of a little cubby hole, in a wall, something in the attic. I don't know, in the car, wherever. So all I'm saying is, that's what I'm getting ready to start working on, and I think you should too. So the question then would be, how much money do you need for an emergency fund? Well, eventually you'd want to get to like 3 to 6 months worth of expenses as an emergency fund, not necessarily all in cash at your house, but you'd want to get to there eventually. But what I think you need to have cash-wise, easily accessible, is $1,000. So let's use the $1,000. And if you watch Dave Ramsey, if you've ever seen his show, he says the same thing. $1,000 emergency fund to get you started. So that's our goal, or at least that's my goal, and that should be your goal too, hopefully, is to save up $1,000. So the question is, how are you going to do it? So we have 38 weeks between now and October 1st. And the reason I picked October 1st is because November is the election, and some of the people were predicting right now that we're not going to make it to the election without the whatever happened. So we're going to use October 1st as when we need our money by, just to make sure we have it within a month of when we're going to need it. So you have 38 weeks, $1,000, comes to like $26.30, whatever, 34, 35 cents, whatever it comes out to. Let's just take this the easy way and let's just make it $30. So $30 is what we need every week to set aside for our emergency fund. So do whatever you need to do now to start setting aside $30 every week into an emergency fund so that we can get to $1,000 by October 1st. And it's actually going to put you over $1,000. It's going to put you at $1,140 is roughly what it's going to put you at. But that's okay. I'd rather we be a little over than be a little under. Now you might ask yourself, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get that $1,000? How are you going to get that extra $30 a month or $30 a week because of the fact that money's tight. Like groceries are expensive, gas is expensive, vehicles are expensive, houses are expensive. Everything is really expensive right now. So one of the things you can do is look at cutting costs. Like what can you cut out? So like that $6 or $7 cup of coffee that you go and get now every morning, how about we cut that back a couple of days? And then bam, you have your 30 bucks saved up. Instead, let's get a pot of coffee and make it at your house before you go to work. Another thing you can look at is getting an extra job, making some extra income. Or if you haven't seen it, I'll have it at the end down in the description. I'll have linked a video of unconditional ways to make extra money that I put out here probably a year ago, that you can watch that and come up with some ideas of ways to make some extra money so that you can get that extra $30 a week and set it aside. So that's my goal, is every week I'm going to put out a video, different things. I'm going to try and aim for things that don't cost a lot of money, but we're going to do different things that you can do to start getting yourself prepared just in case something goes wrong. And look, here's what I'm saying. I am hoping that all these people that are predicting that something is going to happen and that things are going to go bad, I am hoping and praying that they're 100% wrong. I'm hoping nothing happens, everything just continues on great. But it's like, I believe it was George Washington, or was it Abraham Lincoln? I believe it was George Washington. Might have even been Ben Franklin. I don't know. One of those three put out this statement. You ready? If you are failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. So I would rather be prepared and not need it than not be prepared and fail because I wasn't prepared. If that makes any sense. I'm hoping that makes sense. So down in the comments, if you could, just leave me. What are you thinking? Are you thinking that this is something we need to worry about? Is this something that we need to start getting prepared for? Just anything, like a tornado, collapse of the banks, something with the political, something with another country invading us. What do you think? Is there something that you're worried about that you need to be preparing for? A wildfire, a hurricane, earthquake. Could be anything. Could be a typhoon. I don't know. Could be anything. So tell me down in the comments down below, what are you wanting to prepare for, and what are you doing so far, and what do you need to focus on? Give me some ideas of what you need to focus on, so I have some ideas as to what content you're wanting to see and what we need to aim towards. Like right now, I'm thinking money is this week, and then we're going to keep going from there. And some of it might be just canning food and getting prepared. And if you can't can, not a big deal. You can always go to the grocery store and buy a couple extra cans whenever you're there and start making a food prep that way. So that's my goal here over the next year, or till October 1st, whichever one we have, whichever one happens first. Hopefully we have at least till October 1st. Hopefully, like I said, all these people are wrong and absolutely nothing happens, and we're good to go. That's my actual hope. But like I said, I'd rather be prepared and not need it than not be prepared and need it. So again, if you like this kind of content, hit that like button, click subscribe, share this video with your friends, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video and we can get a little more prepared. I don't know what we're going to go over yet for next week, but we'll find something. All right, hey, have a good day. Thanks again, Tennessee. Sorry, Jacksonville, that you're out, but let's go Pittsburgh. Have a good day. Goodbye.